Why do we laugh when everyone else does? Why do we dress like our friends or follow trends? From office meetings to friend groups, social influence shapes more of our behavior than we realize. And nowhere is this better captured than in sitcoms. Sitcoms often take the everyday pressures of fitting in and turn them into humor. But beneath the jokes, they reveal real psychological truths about how people conform to social norms, how they comply with expectations, and how they obey authority figures. In this video, I'll explore how popular sitcoms illustrate the three forms of conformity defined in social psychology: acceptance, compliance, and obedience. Each form shows a different way people adjust their behavior under social influence, sometimes to fit in, sometimes to avoid punishment, and sometimes because they genuinely come to believe in the group's norms. So while we laugh at these characters' attempts to belong, we also might recognize a little bit of ourselves, because whether in the break room or in the living room, conformity is part of what makes us human. In the show The Big Bang Theory, Penny, the neighbor that just moved in across the hall who befriends two quirky scientists who live in front of her, begins the series by questioning why it is that only Sheldon, one of the quirky scientists, can sit in his special spot. Then goes on to explain why only he can sit in that spot later on in season 3 when a new character is introduced.
Yes.
No!
Oh, yeah, you can't sit there.
Why not?
That's where Sheldon sits.
He can't sit somewhere else?
Oh, no. You see, in the winter, that seat is close enough to the radiator so that he's warm, yet not so close that he sweats. In the summer, it's directly in the path of a cross breeze created by opening windows there and there. It faces the television at an angle that isn't direct, so he can still talk to everybody, yet not so wide that the picture looks distorted.
Perhaps there's hope for you after all.
At this point, we can see Penny's acceptance to the group's norm of not sitting in Sheldon's spot. The office is stacked to the brim with examples of conformity by compliance, specifically complying to Michael Scott's over-the-top and questionable antics. One in particular takes the cake, though, and that is the episode Diversity Day. Michael runs a wildly inappropriate diversity training session, asking employees to wear index cards labeled with different races and acts out stereotypes. Most of the office, Jim, Pam, and even Stanley, go along with Michael's activity even though they clearly find it uncomfortable and wrong. They're trying to avoid confrontation or punishment. This shows public conformity without private acceptance. The employees outwardly participate because Michael is their boss, but privately they disagree with and resent the tasks. In the Brooklyn Nine-Nine pilot episode, Captain Holt takes command of the precinct and immediately tells Jake Peralta, who usually dresses casually in leather jackets and t-shirts, to start wearing a tie and dress more professionally while on duty. Jake doesn't agree with the rule and finds it unnecessary, but he still follows the order because Holt is his superior officer. Now that we've seen how conformity and obedience play out in our favorite sitcoms, let's take a closer look at what's happening beneath the surface, inside the brain itself. If you find this information fascinating, wait till you hear about recent studies found regarding neural activity and conformity. Neuroimaging studies have shown that obedience activates brain regions related to moral conflict and emotion regulation. For instance, in a study done by Casper et al. In 2016, they found reduced activation in the anterior cingulate cortex and insula during acts of coerced harm, indicating that obeying orders can actually dampen empathy responses. So there you have it, from laugh tracks to lab studies. Conformity is woven into both our culture and our cognition. Whether we comply to fit in, accept new norms, or obey authority, sitcoms remind us that social influence is part of everyday life, and understanding it helps us see both the humor and humanity in how we connect.